All right, we are live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Agent Outreach Live. It's been a minute. Landry, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah. I feel like I felt like it had been longer than 3 weeks, but I don't know, just probably because we've been doing it, so consistently. How about you? How were your holidays and everything?
Everything's been good over here. We've been busy. End of the year finished strong, kind of like in a weird way. Most of the time in December, we've been pretty busy. This December, we had some stuff on Agent Investor side where had to kind of make sure we were there for one of the guys on the team. And then deals wise, we only closed a few deals in December. So fortunately, because we've had a slow December, January's picked up. We've got about like 40-ish thousand that should be coming in guaranteed from deals closed in just January.
Nice.
And then that should kind of carry on into February, March, April, so on. So all is good, just staying busy, starting to realize how much we have on our plate. Everyone talks about at the beginning of the new year, you have all this momentum carrying on. For whatever reason, I don't really believe in that. I think that people that are usually ahead and planned are the ones that see more success. And so with that, we've been planning Q1 and after the first of the year for like what seems to be 3 months now. I mean, as soon as our mastermind ended, we were already in like mastermind mode for May of this year.
Yeah.
So for us to see everything and what we're working on now kind of come to fruition, it's it's rewarding, it's fulfilling, and it's also nerve-wracking and exciting. So we're seeing a lot of good stuff, but all is well over here. So
nice. Yeah, I'm excited to be back on here and get back into the swing of things. So
for sure. And with that, I mean, we might as well just tell everyone at the beginning. So a couple updates. There's a few things we'll jump into, but the main thing that we wanted to share with you guys, first off, thank you for those that have been patient watching the show. Obviously, we were gone for the holidays, and then last week, Batch had to get some stuff up and going. But what we had discussed was actually kind of a better structure and alignment for this. What we are going to be doing is actually transitioning the show to being a monthly show as opposed to weekly. It's not that I don't want to see you guys. It's 100% my fault. I'm busy, obviously got a lot going on, like I just mentioned. So what we want to do is make sure we can provide the most amount of value to you guys that are watching. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is not to make it less, but it's to make it more valuable for the time that we do spend together. So we're going to try to put more value, 4 times worth into one call, and it's going to be every second Tuesday of the month. So second Tuesday being today, here we are. Just want to give you guys that quick little update. Those that watch the show in and out, we appreciate you, and we will see you monthly. Aside from that, obviously, there's the Slack for Batch. There's our Discord for Agent Investors. Another sneak preview, we have an Agent Investors Facebook group that will be coming here soon. And so with all that stuff, we'll be able to show you guys behind the scenes the things that we can't do on YouTube that we can do inside of Facebook. We could do inside of Discord. We could do inside of a Zoom call where we could show you guys the full behind the scenes of the processes and systems we use. So
awesome. Yeah, I think it'll end up, we can really have some good value, like Ryan said, just smushed into this one call. And I think it's going to be just as good, if not better. So we're looking forward to it and happy to see you guys on here.
Awesome. And with that said, obviously, this episode is brought to you by Ghost.
Of course.
Shout out to Alex. Sour Pink Lemonade is definitely the move. And also, too, guys, if you are hearing my microphone echo, please let us know in the comments so I can try to adjust. Just got a text from somebody watching saying that they think it's echoing. So let us know. We are going to be doing agent outreach today, calling in San Diego, right, Landry?
Yep. San Diego. Awesome. Let's see here. I'm going to grab this.
And guys, this is an interactive show. So we've got an hour together. I was able to only waste a few minutes there at the beginning. So with that, as it being an interactive show, the show's designed for you guys. I would love to tell you I do deals in every 50 state out there and all the sub-markets inside of those states, but it's just not true. I don't do that because it's not within my bandwidth and it's not in my interest. So if you are in, like, for example, the San Diego market and you're wanting to take these agent relationships, all we ask is that you show up to the Discord. Inside my community, I literally give away these numbers to you guys that are watching the show live. All I ask is then I've already done the upfront work. Take that relationship and treat it as if you would, as if it was one that you created on your own. So we're calling San Diego today. I have not done a deal in San Diego. California is a great market for a lot of people. I don't personally do deals out there, but I want you guys to be able to see that as well. So
cool. Yeah. And before we get into it, guys, if you are using BatchLeads or you've been thinking about jumping in here, we thought we'd show you just a couple quick updates that came out yesterday that are pretty cool. one of those is some of the plans like Personal Basic, Personal Plus now include monthly free skip traces, which is so awesome. And we've also lowered the skip
just
tracing
jump over
costs.
that. Hang on one second.
Okay.
And also
Okay.
really fast, is my microphone sounding a little bit better?
It's much better. Yeah, I think it was coming through your computer or something. Yeah,
Good
better.
call. Appreciate you guys. We see, look it. We're back. We caught it 5 minutes in. We're good. Landry, you can't just skip over that. For people that
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's go over this again.
Yeah, one more time. We have what including skip tracing?
Here, bring this up on your screen or on this screen for everybody, and I'll show you guys every single, and this isn't like an upgrade, like you have to go and pay more or anything like that. It's legit just in the same plans that you guys already have. Personal Basic has 250 free skip trace credits included per month, and Personal Plus has 1,000. So you can see I've already used a couple today, but just free skip traces to use. It's huge. And we lowered the skip tracing cost from like 14 cents to 9, which is massive. I'm super excited about it. That alone. And then on top of that, there is in property search. I'm sure you guys have been playing around with it, or if you haven't seen it yet, it's completely been revamped. Gives you a lot more like quick lists, those valuable lists for your strategies. So like if I was going in Phoenix and maybe I'm primarily focusing on off market, there's specific lists that are going to be kind of those top priority to be focusing on. And then with on market, same idea. So it's almost like catering to everybody in a really easy way with just clicking in a couple different places. So just made this a little bit easier for people's workflows, more bang for your buck, obviously with the skip tracing. And then within like literally another week and a half, there's even more updates coming. So I'm really excited about it.
There we go. As I say, we can't skip over that big update because for those of you that are direct to seller, obviously it's coming from the wrong person here. I don't do direct to seller primarily, but for those of you that do direct to seller, skip tracing is a very big cost. Going out there and spending money on data systems, all that stuff, that's what makes direct to seller as lucrative, but also as expensive as it is every single month. So with that, being able to have discounted from what it was, also free skip tracing available depending on how many credits you have. Landry, you might have already said this, but how many credits are given per month?
So in Personal Basic, that lower like 99 plan a month is 250 each and every month, and then 1,000 in Personal Plus, which is pretty awesome. So
there you guys go. So with that said, the reason we bring up this amazing software is because that's where Landry works. She works for Batch Service, BatchLeads, and they created this software, BatchLeads, to be able to help real estate investors. So for those of you that are doing direct to seller, for those of you that might be agent investors that are trying to find deals on market, or for those of you that even do strategies similar to what I do by calling a bunch of real estate agents, that's exactly what Batch covers. Literally all of the above. So it is a one-stop shop. We have a cool little discount where you could actually get a free trial, free records, and you could go out there and just see if it's for you. I'll put the link up for you guys in just a second, but this is one that obviously I endorse because I use it, and this is what I use to pull agent data for my team. I will tell you, you will see not every agent answers the phone, but the cool part is I'm not breaking the bank to go and contact these realtors. So with this show, we're trying to give you guys really the behind the scenes. We want to show you what the conversations look like, how we're focusing on the primary thing, in my opinion, of real estate investing, which is acquisition. A lot of people are going to have differing opinions and different ideas of what you could do to be successful in real estate investing. And let me just tell you, nobody's wrong. Everything works. The difference is does it work for you? And let me explain. When I'm talking about if it works for you, what I'm referring to is, are you happy? Does it cover your bills? Are you able to sleep at night? I remember when I was primarily a traditional realtor, and even when I started doing real estate wholesaling, I was out there trying to do direct to seller, competing with these big dogs. You want to know how I wasn't sleeping? 10, 15, 16,000, that was my cap. $16,000 a month. That's stressful. I mean, that's before I'm talking any payroll. That's before I'm talking any taxes, because our amazing government likes to take a lot of it. By the time it was all said and done, I was like, holy cow, this is probably the most expensive hobby I've ever had. And it was a hobby because I didn't have structure. I didn't have a system. I didn't have a business, right? So now what ended up happening is that I was able to go out there and get an agent to bring me a deal. You guys know my story, and if you haven't, it's all over the internet. But what I was able to do through an agent relationship was get a deal that got me $30,000. Costed me zero. Obviously, it costed me time. So whatever you put value of your time is worth, that's what I had to pay. For me, if you guys want to get down to the nitty gritty, started working that database at the beginning of the month before the end of the month. So about 2.5, 3 weeks later, I got that $30,000 check.
After realizing that I was able to do that without spending any money in marketing, what I was able to do from there was at a crossroad. Do I decide to double down on this strategy, make this my end all be all? Or do I go and take the money I just made, that 30,000? Do I put aside some money for tax, reimburse myself a little bit, profit first model, and then take the remaining and put it back into my business direct to seller again? No. I was the kid that put his hand on the stove and realized it was hot. I'm not that dumb. I'm not going to go put my hand on the stove again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and try to figure out what the solution was. For me, it was working with real estate agents. It was doing deals on the MLS. It was doing things within my own comfort zone and what gave me peace of mind. From there, as I always tell everybody and agent investors and people that we talk to, this is whatever you want it to be. So like anything in life and specifically in business, what you put into it is what you get out of it. For those of you that are even watching this show, you guys get this hour-long coaching call. Call it what it is. It's coaching, whether you want to call it content or value or whatever. We are out here coaching. So what I'm able to give you guys in this hour is perspective. So with that, what you put into it's what you get out of it. Are you watching the show while you eat lunch and telling yourself you're going to remember it? Or are you watching the show while you're taking notes right here and trying to better your business and add another tool to your tool belt? So where I meant, what is this going to be for you? And whatever you want it to be, it can. It's referring to your capability. It's referring to your commitment. If you could go out there and do this business every single day and the KPIs we give you, I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how experienced you are. I don't care how qualified you are. The analogy I use with this is not meant to be cold-hearted. It's meant just to be very transparent. A broken clock is right twice a day. So if you truly believe you have no skill set, all the odds are stacked against you, you can't compete against the big dogs. This strategy you can. You might have to go submit 500 offers. Worst case scenario, you don't even know how to run numbers. You're just throwing shit at a wall to see what sticks. You will succeed in this strategy. You will not succeed direct to seller. You will not succeed as a realtor. You will not succeed out there, probably even doing door-to-door sales. This is the one strategy, the one business I found that you could actually go out there and just throw shit at a wall without any type of qualification or skill set and succeed. You want to know what the funniest thing is about most people that are successful? They're not smarter than you. They're not better than you. They have literally just failed more than you. So if you are not taking action and making mistakes, it's because you're scared. You're worried. You have a fear of the unknown. And I understand. With this strategy, you're going to make mistakes. And if nobody on the internet's telling you that, I'll gladly be the first. I make mistakes every single day. Sure, at least 1 or 2 mistakes today. So with that, can you go out there and make a mess? Then it comes down to, do you have the right support? Do you have the right community? Do you have the right roadmap around you that's going to give you the blueprint to success? Because at that point, if you make a mess, hopefully it's not putting down non-refundable earnest money, committing as much money to a deal as possible, and getting yourself into a lawsuit. Hopefully it's using a template, using a trusted guideline or process that's proven from somebody else that's sitting in the seat that you want to be in. They could say, do this, don't do this. Oh, you have a situation pop up? Let's have my mentor help me. That's what you're missing right now. So it's either the clarity of what the vehicle is, or it's the roadmap to follow. Aside from that, the rest of it truly is consistency. And notice how the very last thing I said was the foo-foo stuff that people talk about all the time. This isn't mindset. This isn't consistency. It's not that your branding's an issue. The issue is that you're probably not just doing enough output. You're not doing enough work. Everybody wants input. Everybody wants the deals just to come to them. They think the logos, the websites, the strategy, the CRMs, that's what's going to make them better. But in reality, it's the user behind it. It's you. So I'll get off my high horse. I just wanted to make sure I got my tangent across. Agent outreach is the best strategy in the world for me. If you choose for it to be a stepping stone to make you a better investor, have another tool in the tool belt, great. If you choose to make it your end all be all, I'll tell you right now, I thought the cap was about 7 figures, a little bit over. We had a student in our community last year, 2023, where a lot of agents and investors exited, do over $3.3 million just agent outreach.
Oh my gosh.
So that's $0 in marketing. He obviously has some money in systems and some stuff now that costs things. It's expense. He's building a business. This isn't a hobby anymore. But multiple millions of dollars from just one of the 2 strategies we cover, being agent outreach. I don't need to go into any more trying to prove my point. I am obviously here trying to be a testimony. We've got plenty of testimonies from people inside of our community. What I want to do here inside of this, being that it's a coaching call, is just try to provide as much value in a short amount of time as possible. I'm super thankful and amazed to have the co-host Landry here, Landry Morby. Shout out to Landry. Landry keeps everything in check, right? Landry's the one that pulls the list. She's the one navigating batch. And then she's also the one that gets to listen to me go on rants like I just did for a few minutes. So
no, I love it. That was great. And it's just super valuable already, I think is really important to remember that at the end of the day, it is you, that makes the difference in all the different things that people are saying out there on the internet. So just being
Awesome.
super transparent with what it really is, at
I
the
love
end
it.
of the day.
Love it. Love it. And look, if you guys don't agree, challenge me. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to lead, and I'm leading from the front. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to just direct. I like to show you guys, even being California. California, as you guys know that have followed me for a while, I don't love California. We're not going to get canceled on social media today, but California is where one of my students has made millions of dollars. So if California is a market that is clearly proven there, this is actually my first time calling in San Diego. I've obviously stepped foot in San Diego, but I have not done deals there. I've not called realtors there. So I'm going to show you guys inside of this show how we can call realtors in San Diego. And if it is your local market or your virtual market, make sure to check out the Discord so you guys could get copies of the realtor information.
Cool. Yeah, and you guys can always, like Ryan's mentioned, get into the communities, whether that be Batch or Discord, and kind of just learn about, and Johnny's on here in California, and learn about really what the system looks like and what it provides. You guys can always do that trial as well to really see it, because of course we're limited here on YouTube. But Ryan, let me just quickly run them through how I got you this list today, and how easy it was, and some of the details that I did in the filters for you.
Cool.
But all you guys do is just go to agent outreach in your menu, just right there. And you just go to the search bar and go whatever market you want to. So I did San Diego. I always like 3 to 5 active listings, just so that we're really finding those, the actual agents rather than the brokers or reaching the office more likely. So I do 3 to 5 active listings, and I did something a little different playing around with it. I did 3 to 10 sold in the past year listings there. So within 2 little filters, you're able to apply it and then pull up a list of agents with legit all their info. So like how Ryan's talking about $0 in marketing, didn't cost me anything. That's all you have to do. Obviously, paying with Batch and everything, having that.
If I had Batch, I would have made a lot more money. That's all I'm.
Yeah, I was about to say, because you didn't even have something.
I was
that.
out there literally
MLS,
scraping, manually putting into spreadsheets. It wasn't even a notepad at this point. It was just a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Copy, paste. And then I would go in and I would take that, which obviously a lot of VAs do tasks like that. I was taking those lists and then I was just hand dialing. And then from there, I was taking notes on my notepad, updating the notes into the spreadsheet, and then just using my cell phone as its own CRM.
Exactly. So, that's and it's like we're so spoiled with all this stuff nowadays, it's like all of that information is there for you guys. You could legit just click on the number, obviously depending on your plan, and call their numbers, and then you get all their info, like all their phone numbers. Obviously it's blurred for YouTube, but you get all their stats, like what does it look like with how many they have active currently, how many have they sold, have they had a lot expire and cancel, and those actual listings as well. So you can go and look at those properties that they're dealing with or have sold and have on the market, which is pretty cool. And then this is what I do behind the scenes, just so you guys kind of know, because we'll take this off while Ryan's calling, but I take notes on all of these agents and star the ones that we have good conversations with, all right here. So pretty awesome stuff. If you guys haven't jumped in here before, everybody has it, even in the lowest plan. Pretty amazing. So just wanted to give you guys some insight before we start calling these agents.
Love it. And as always, I appreciate you showing. I wish YouTube was a little bit cooler and let us show all the information. But unfortunately, you guys wouldn't be able to go back and watch this replay because it would be taken down for showing personal information.
So, exactly.
All good. But with that, Landry, you said this was 3 to 5 deals sold or active?
The 3 to 5 active, and then 3 to 10 sold in the past year.
Cool beans. All right. So we are calling.
Okay.
We're already.
The top one's theirs, and then the second one's the office.
And we're already off to the first start where I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce this name.
I was about to say, that is a tough one.
All right, guys. So.
I always set you up.
Okay, let's go ahead and call.
Hermine.
It's a great day at Keller Williams. This is Hannah.
Hey, Hannah. My name's Ryan. I'm trying to find an agent out in the San Diego area. I'm looking to purchase some property, but was just hoping you could connect me with somebody.
Perfect. I'll connect you with our team leader, and he'll find an agent for you.
Awesome. Are they in office at the moment?
They are. He might be busy at the moment. If you want to leave a voicemail, your name was Ryan.
Yeah, if he's not available, it's all good. I'm trying to find someone that can help me with putting an offer in today, but if he's not available, then no worries. I could just find somebody else too.
Yeah, he should be available right now if I let him know. Let me just transfer you.
Cool.
Can I grab your phone number real quick too? He might just give you a call. For you, and if he doesn't answer, I'll have him give you a call back.
Thanks. Notice that line. I need someone
Last
that can help
time
me
you do
today.
that.
I need someone that's gonna help me today. I don't care what her name was. I don't care who the person is that's helping me.
Do you remember that? I think it was last show, and they were like, "Yeah, you do that."
Yeah. So you go ahead and call me.
Yeah, that was that.
At least we
killed
got some
me.
upbeat music. Like, all
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
So, for those of you that are licensed realtors, to tell you how I play both sides here. If you're going to be the realtor that has a problem with me as an investor calling, I have a problem as the realtor that doesn't answer their phone. So, this is a team lead that may or may not be instructed. Nope, you don't get my business. As an investor, a lot of times we work fast, and I'm going to contradict myself because I'm going to play both sides here, but I want to make sure that I'm giving perspective as an investor, also as an agent, which hopefully just gives you guys peace of mind. So as the investor, the agent's biggest issue is that you don't have the qualification. You're wasting time. They hear the word wholesale. They've been burned in the past. Their brokerage doesn't teach them on these things, so they don't have any kind of support or feeling towards it other than frustration and confusion, which typically is a negative because they don't want what they don't know, what they're not accustomed to. So with that, how do you comply? As an investor, it's called expectations. I'm very big on this in agent investors, and I'm very big on this for those of you that are trying to do agent outreach. If you go in lying and pretending to be somebody, you are playing with fire. There's a chance they're going to get burned because the minute they catch you in a lie, they can't trust you again. They also are trying to see if you can perform on a transaction. So the expectation could be going in saying, one of my exit strategies is wholesaling. Is that an issue? A lot of times on this show so far, you've seen me go and set the expectation, talking about how realtors need to just know what we're doing. That's it. They will say they have problems with it. I don't work with those realtors. The ones that don't have a problem with it or that are open-minded, I love them. Those are my favorite people. I do multiple deals with those realtors every single year. So with that, as an investor, the best piece of advice I can give you is to be very crystal clear on your expectations. Be very transparent on what you're trying to accomplish. Tell them before they get to the close table, you're wholesaling the deal or assigning the contract to another LLC. Whatever you attach as the story with it, that's up to you and however you want to play this game in your business. For me, I always found that realtors like just transparency and communication because they don't get that with most of their customers. And when things go wrong, whose fault is it? It's the realtor. So with that, that's how to be a good investor. For those of you that are realtors watching this, being like, Ryan, you're spamming realtors. This is not ethical. This is not right. This is not this, that, the other. Put yourself in the position to when you had your friend or your family member use another realtor. How did you feel? Were you upset or were you supportive? You're probably upset. So I understand what you're saying. Where I'm not understanding is that if you think that you're the only realtor in the world, your own family or friend member couldn't use you. So in this case, as an investor, somebody that has no emotional tie to anything other than just the numbers, meaning that we are analytical, we're logical, we're looking at it just as it is what it is, right? Lose the emotion, lose the attitude as the realtor. For those of you that are realtors, maybe change the way you're thinking of it. Think of it like a contact lens. Your first time at the eye doctor, they're doing all these tests because they're realizing you're blind. I'm not meant for that to be too aggressive, but you're blind and obnoxious to what opportunities are there in front of you. The thing that caught my attention as a realtor was that I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, hardest worker on my team, right? It was my team, so it's fully expected. The problem I had was that my peak was 130,000, giving away money to a broker, giving money away to a partner, giving money away in expense and sales, and then my team that wasn't working as hard as me. Those were all variables that were out of my control that also dictated how much my worth was. So as I became an investor and as I was exposed to that side, I realized the potential was not even anywhere near where I was. The potential for everybody is unmatched. I mean, you literally have whatever you want in front of you. You want to go make tens of millions of dollars? You could do that. I've seen people do that in a month. I've seen people do that in weeks. Some people that they can't do in their entire life. So it's all about your surroundings. So as I got exposed to more wholesaling opportunities as a realtor that was open-minded, my entire thought process changed. The variable of me relying on a client, a buyer or a seller to come out of the woodworks and trust me, hopefully not even just a family friend that didn't use me, right? I am now the customer. I am now the buyer. I am now the seller. I am now a variable that I have full control of. So if I'm not making enough money this month, my faucet can turn up. If I'm making not too much money, but if I'm making enough money to where I'm comfortable, I can turn the faucet wherever I want and focus on other things. That's why this strategy is so important, is because it's not just agent outreach. It's not just MLS deals. This is acquisition, baby. This is acquisition. Acquisition leads to you being able to choose what you want to do on the disposition and the exit. This is where I think a lot of people get confused, and then I'll get back to calls in just a second. How many of us have seen shiny object syndrome happen in real estate? And just put it in the comments. I would love for the interaction here. And you might even be guilty of this too. And it's okay, because I've done this as well. It's why I can speak to it. How many of us here feel like shiny object syndrome is very in front of them? I'll give it a second for people to put in the comments. I'm going to tell you the reason why shiny object syndrome is there is because people sell courses. I sell courses too, right? So I understand it. The thing of where I think most people get bottlenecked is that the thing that they got sold on wasn't what they needed. So what you need is to figure out what your end goal is. What you need to do from there is figure out what your hourly wage is. You need to figure out what the clear path is, the roadmap for you to get from point A to point B being your destination. With that, shiny object syndrome in your face is something that makes you feel like you have to be the best fix and flipper. Makes you feel like you have to be the best agent outreach wholesaler because I watch Agent Outreach live on YouTube. Makes me feel like I have to be the best creative finance person because that's what every deal is. It's creative finance, right? No, not every deal is a specific exit strategy. So if you can understand that the acquisition is where the sauce is, the disposition is where you have the control, you have the leverage, you have the power. So for those of you that might have shiny object syndrome or even see it on social media, this is where you hear the cliche thing of just block out the noise, right? Put on the earmuffs. Wrong. Embrace it. I would encourage you to be curious about it, but don't get distracted. So that's something that you could put into a brain dump section of wherever your CRM is or your notes or your life. You could put that into a junk drawer and just keep all your thoughts over there. Doesn't mean that's your entire focus. So not going to go the exact opposite, Ralph. Don't be distracted. Just focus on one or two things. Yes, I think that's important. But in my opinion, with all due respect, no shit. If you can't do one or two things and generate revenue, you need to go get a job. You need to go and work for somebody else. You clearly can't do it right now, and that's okay. When I first started, I started on a team. Then I went and I found a mentor. Then after a year of him mentoring me and me bringing value, we became business partners. 3 years in, I had a team that I was then running, but it was after 3 years of doing from the very lowest position of setting appointments all the way up to learning how to be the CEO/team leader. So all of that said, well, it's acquisition. Acquisition. You've got control and leverage from there. You choose what you want to do based on your exit strategy, which is also based on what you're trying to accomplish within real estate.
I love how you always talk about how, being able to, if you need to go get a job, it doesn't, how everybody's always like, quit your job today and, figure it out today.
Dip your toes in the water.
Figured out.
The water's warm. Do you want to go for a swim? I mean, this isn't meant for me to push you in and say, go cold plunge. That's not going to make you successful. That's going to make you scared to death of the water. I'm not trying to scare people. The reason that you could dip your toes in the water is because if you want to call one agent and parade around, I mean, I'll pat you on the back. I may not celebrate, but I understand. You could go do one conversation a day and be good. It didn't cost you any money. For those of you that want to go call 100 realtors in a day and submit 50 offers, great. I'm just going to make sure you understand burn rate. Make sure you don't burn out. I want to make sure you understand that this is a marathon, not a sprint. So all that said, I see there's a whole bunch of comments. I appreciate it. I'm going to go through the questions really fast, and then we're going to get back to some calls. So Joseph said, that is huge, Ryan. One of my exit strategies is wholesale. Is that going to be a problem? I absolutely love it. Full transparency. By the way, I just started direct to agent in Texas. Awesome job. Wholesale will never be an issue exit strategy wise, as long as you comply with whatever your market and state regulations are. So some states require disclosures. Some states require real estate licenses. Some states require you to put up 2 sets of earnest money, comply with whatever the laws are. If you don't have the money, find a JV partner or somebody that will be willing to put up the money for you. You go find the acquisition, right? So no issue at all. Completely understand, resonate with you. And also too, nice job. Jay said, working on limiting distractions. Good. And even so, remember what I said. I'm not saying don't be curious, don't explore it, just don't make it your primary focus. Keep it as something as like just a brain dump. When you're going to go spend an hour on Netflix watching a show that you really don't need to, and you're going to eat dinner, can you maybe put on a YouTube video that talks about the thing that you heard about? That's called research. That's not bad. And again, just a quick little side note. This is the last little tangent I'll make, hopefully inspirational. Comparison is very good. Okay. A lot of things I say are contradicting. Comparison is very good because it's all we as humans have to go off of. We always hear the fact that history repeats itself, but we're not willing to look ourselves in the mirror and ask if we're on track to repeat itself. So comparison, kind of trying to keep it on track here. Comparison is good because you can compare yourself against yourself. If you're comparing yourself against other people, yeah, the comparison's bad. You can't compare yourself against anybody else because it's not even really a fair comparison. Why would I compare myself to someone that may be twice my age? Why would I compare myself to someone that's the same age but had a completely different life? Why do I think what they have will make me happier? That's the root of it. So instead, comparison against myself through personal development, documentation of my journey, my process has led to me now being able to say, shit, where I was 6 months ago versus where I am today, comparison is amazing. I'm very proud of the steps I've gained. I'm really proud of the failures that I've learned from and for the things that I've accomplished, right? That's good comparison. So where all of us are at with shiny object syndrome and trying to figure out our path in our lane, applaud yourself. Understand this is your journey. This is your story that you're writing. Compare yourself in your chapter 3, if that's where you're at, to your chapter 1. If you're on chapter 8, 9, 10, 50, compare yourself to your chapter 5, your chapter 1. That's where you'll start to have the realizations of how much growth you actually have. That's how full circle this comes. Cool. We had our homeboy call us while I was going on my little rant there, but similar to how he didn't answer.
Cool. There you go.
Had to make sure he didn't get my answer on the first ring, Come on.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like that dating, it's like they texted back. I had to wait like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no.
This is Kevin.
Hey, I'm sorry. I missed the first name. What was it?
This is Kevin.
Kevin.
Is this Ryan?
Yeah, this is Ryan. I think I spoke to someone at the office. I'm not sure who it was, but I'm just trying to find an agent that could help me out in San Diego.
Yeah, so I think you spoke to our manager in there, and he handed your number over to my wife, who was leaving the office, and she called me. Said,
team lead said he handed over. He doesn't even know who his team is. It's all good.
Yeah, I run a team here in San Diego. What are you looking for?
Honestly, I've got all my pieces in play. I've got the contractors, the crews to kind of manage the projects. And then we've got some partners out there that if I need the funding or help with the deal, they got me. But the missing piece right now is a realtor. Bro, shut your dogs up. Yeah, I'm looking for some flips. I'm open to buying and holding, but obviously just with the price point out there, I'd try to be more in the fix and flip game.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely, keep you in the Rolodex and look for stuff for you. I'll be honest with you up front. My wife and one of the ladies on our team have a side business, and we've been flipping homes for 5 years with that. So
no, yeah, for sure. And I appreciate that. Is there anything that you guys typically like don't flip out in that area? Just because I haven't done one out in San Diego yet. We're exploring that option.
Yeah, so we're
market research.
The 55 plus community here called Seven Oaks, and we were really successful there for about four years, and then the price points just got so out of control.
He started where and what Oaks?
We were picking up
7 Oaks.
14 to 1500.
I missed it.
Yeah.
450, turning them around for 650 to 700. Now that same home will cost us 800 or more as a total fix. So, and reselling at $1 million point, that market kind of got kind of stale. So, we've got one right now in Oceanside, or I'm sorry, Carlsbad. That's a townhome with an ocean view. So they're small. It's my wife, and then one of the ladies that's on my sales team. They're really good friends, and they just started this business. Basically, I bank it, and they do.
I'm gonna try a different approach here, but I think it's gonna be really good.
But we're only doing one or two at a time. It's just small. It's a hobby turned into a little side business.
Okay. Well, I mean, let me ask you this then. I mean, I just shoot straight. Would it make sense then for you guys to keep me on your list, or because it sounds like you guys are flipping pretty much anything that makes sense numbers wise?
Well, I mean, yeah, but for instance, a couple months ago, we came across one that was a great deal that we just couldn't move on because we had 2 others in the hopper.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I mean,
in that case, like, what do you guys usually do? Do you guys like just wholesale the deal? Do you guys pass it off to somebody else, or find a client? Kind of all the above.
It kind of all about. We don't have a wholesaler. We actually wholesaled a deal last year that just fell in our lap, and when we ran the numbers, it was better to just turn it around. We put like 6,000 in it, turned around for about 100,000 profit. But that's the only one we've ever done, and I don't have anybody that looks for that. I get calls all the time, from flippers. There's a couple that I've just kept in the database.
He has nobody to send him wholesale deals, and he fix and flips $1 million homes. Who here's in California?
Johnny.
Near the North Park area, and this is
this guy is it.
Older home, effective years about 1965 roughly, and it's going to need a redo. It's probably going to be at about a 1.1 mark, and that's just a little higher than we try to stay sub 1 million. So but yeah, I cross things all the time in the business, and if I know you're active and looking, I definitely shoot them your way.
Absolutely. And I really appreciate that. What I'm trying to accomplish with the phone call too, just to be, again, transparent with you, is introducing myself, trying to make sure the person that we're aligning with and working with is obviously qualified. And then 2, trying to make it a win-win. At the end of the day, I don't try to waste anybody's time. I've been around a lot of these wholesalers that just want agents to write offer after offer after offer, and it's $300,000 below list price, and the seller has no intention of taking the offer. I don't do business that way. What I like to do is I'm very transparent on how I run my numbers. I'm also human. So if there's ever something where I have the professional like yourself, where you could say, Ryan, you are so out of line. I ran my numbers at $60 a square foot, not at $100 a square foot. That's why we have a discrepancy in the price. That's the kind of stuff that I was looking for. And then from there, who knows where it could go. I mean, part of what I've done in the past in other markets is I come across deals too that are sent to me, typically overpriced by wholesalers. But if I could ever bring it over to you in value and say, hey, I think this one's close. Obviously, I've ran the numbers at this point. Maybe I could wholesale it to you, and maybe we could joint venture on a flip. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but just kind of spitballing some ideas.
Okay. Yeah. And so, and again, I'm sorry I called you totally blind, didn't know what this is about.
No worries.
Are you an agent in
I am licensed in Arizona, yeah, and we use our license here and there. So like you could look up my stats and stuff. A lot of the deals we do are brought to us by realtors, or we find it on the MLS, and we could just go in and offer maybe not at list price, but a little bit below, but getting the commission, it makes sense. That's kind of where we use our license. Aside from that, I'm 99% investor, and I spend most of my time on that space.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I was just curious on that end. So, yeah, I mean, I've talked to other folks in Arizona, and my oldest graduated from ASU, so I had a little familiarity with that. Your market seemed to be smoking for that kind of stuff. Here, I mean, our prices have got so darn high that the hardest thing is just finding anything that pencils out. But you do come across, and we've just got a glut of flippers and wannabe flippers, basically.
I'm sure.
This market right now. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm on my 29th year in the business. I run a team of 7, and then we do the rehabs on the side. I come across stuff fairly often that could work.
Notice how he's qualifying himself now.
Yeah, I'd be glad to give you a ring, have
awesome.
you take a look at what we come across. Do you have? Let me give you let me get your email address. What's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, is this your cell? Because if it is, I could text it over to you as soon as we get off the phone. That way you've got it, and then perfect. And then from there too, if there's anything else, if there's anything else you come across, the only other thing I just try to make clear is like what my timeline is. I'm here forever, right? I mean, you've been doing this for 29 years. I've been doing this for 8 years now, so I've got a little bit less time than you. But with that said, I'm a lifer here in real estate. So any and all opportunities, I'm always looking. If I had to give you kind of a range as to when I'm looking to make a move in the San Diego market, it would really be probably within the next like 60 to 90 days. So if we found a good opportunity, I would love to jump at it. Whether that means we sell you a deal, we buy a deal from you, we joint venture on a deal together. I just want to be the easiest partner or client or whatever you want to call it that you ever work with.
And what kind of what kind of price range are you looking at for these?
Yep. So comfort, really anything under like 750. But with that said, we've got some relationships with some athletes and then with some private lender capital partners or whatever you want to call those guys, where they'll come in and fund deals for us. So similar to that situation you mentioned where you guys would just walk away from a deal or not be able to do it because you have another project. We've got some connections to other people that we could reach out to that we could partner up with the deal with them too. So
okay, because that under 750, that's a
oh yeah, California, that's like a shed, right? Like
it's a hard market.
Yeah.
But if you guys, I'll tell you the sweet spot right now is in that like 1 to 1 to 1.3 mark, and people are coming in and turning those things around.
It's giving me a buy box.
In a good neighborhood, then you got a 1.5, 1.6 opportunity on the upside. So just food for thought. If you do have somebody that can pool funds with you, that's another option. But yeah, just text me over your info. I'll respond back with an email so you've got all our info.
Awesome.
And then, if I come across anything here in the short term, I'll reach out to you right away.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And it was a pleasure chatting with you today.
Likewise. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
That was one call.
One phone call.
Pretty awesome.
He called me back. I said I wasn't going to answer. I didn't on the first call. That was me being petty. I was in the middle of like a speech. I don't know how he didn't know that. But anyway, I called him back right after. It's fine. He answered. As you guys saw, Kevin is a G. That dude gave me a buy box. He told me what he buys, what him and his wife do. He's been doing this for longer than I've been alive. This guy is obviously very well versed in traditional and in investments. Gave me his background, his story. He runs a team of 7. I think you guys get my gist. This guy is exactly who you want to talk to in specific situations like this. The joke of it, I called, it was an office line at a team, whatever, ISA or representative. I don't even know what you want to call them. They were there, the receptionist, right? They answered the phone. Hey, we'll transfer. He didn't answer. He called me back. I answered, right? I can't yell at realtors for not answering their phone and not answer. So I answered my phone. I was like, what's up? Talked to him. That was 10-minute conversation.
Yeah.
That's the only other question I really get a lot of. It was 8 minutes. People are always like, Ryan, how do you have 50 conversations in a day? You cut the chit chat. There's times you got to keep your mouth shut and listen for sure. But there's also times they'll say specific things. This guy's a team lead. You think he wanted to sit on the phone with me for 45 minutes? No. This dude's out there doing business. He's flipping houses. He has a team that he's running. And odds are he probably likes a little bit of a personal life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what this guy is working towards, he doesn't want to sit on the phone with me. We're not going to celebrate a 40-minute conversation with a realtor and be like, oh yeah, I got it going on. This is my best realtor. No, you don't have anything. It's like that Kobe Bryant interview. Job's not finished. You don't have anything until the job is done. Once it's done, then you could parade. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the very first phone call.
Pretty awesome. I love it. Love to see it.
That's what you want. Pick up the phone, make some calls.
Brittany?
Let's call Brittany.
Okay.
On to the next. Also, for those of you that are watching this live, what was your biggest takeaway from that first call? Was there a specific sentence? Was there a specific question? Was there something that I might have done action-wise? What was it that caught your attention? This one's definitely a team line, but we'll call. Wait, who am I calling? Emmanuel. I do that all the time. I just don't even know who I'm calling.
Oh yeah.
Hi. I think I called the office line by mistake. I was looking for Emmanuel, but is there an agent in the office that could help me with purchasing a house?
I can give you their phone number.
Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Is this agent in the office right now, or like? I guess there's a specific property.
No.
Like. Okay.
No, yeah, there's I don't have anybody right now at the office at the moment, but I can give you somebody's phone number.
Yeah, I'll give them a shout. Sure. Full transparency, I have no idea what the name is that she said of this person.
I didn't catch that.
We're just gonna go for it. She said it as I was muted, so it's all good.
Okay. I was like, dang.
No one's in the office, so we're gonna try calling this person that they referred me to. And also, if you guys notice too, the cool thing about Batch is that even if you call the team lead, the office, the brokerage. Hi, I just got your number from the receptionist over at the brokerage. I was trying to find a realtor that could help out, and she told me to call you.
Oh, great. I'll be glad to do that.
Awesome. Did I catch you in an okay time? I'm sorry. I don't know if I should have texted first.
If you give me like 10 minutes, I'm almost out of the doctor's office.
Cool.
But, what's your name?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan. I'll give you a call in 10, 15 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys caught me in just like an ambitious day where normally I'd be like, no, mind your business. But you don't need to turn people away like that. So.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Call him Payson.
Hey, this is Payson Robertson.
Hey, Payson. My name is Ryan. I'm trying to find a realtor out in the San Diego area. I don't know if I got the right number or not.
I'm a realtor, but I'm not in the San Diego area. If you need a San Diego agent, happy to connect you with them.
Awesome. Whereabouts are you at in? Are you in California? I guess I should start there.
Yeah, I'm Coachella Valley.
Coachella.
Like Palm Springs.
Not really too familiar with like the area, but on a map, like in between LA and San Diego, where is that at?
I mean, I'm 2 hours from San Diego and I'm 2 hours from LA.
Oh, so okay, right in the middle. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, I would definitely love the introduction to a San Diego agent, but I mean, also if I got you on the phone, I might as well just tell you what it's about to make sure that it would be a good connect on your end with whoever you have out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So yeah, I'm an investor out in Arizona. I'm trying to find a realtor out in the Cali area that could help me. My goal is to find a realtor that can help me get a little more familiar with the area. And then obviously with purchasing the property, we've got all the other pieces in play with contractors, with some of my partners that can help me with closing on the deal if needed. But the goal is that I need a little bit help with the market itself, being that the prices are obviously higher and that it's out of state for me. So,
okay.
I don't have a specific property in mind. That's what I'm looking for, a realtor, is that they can be my eyes and ears. And if they find an opportunity, I don't care if it's like from a wholesaler, if it's on market, where exactly the deal comes from, as long as it is legal. So
I gotcha. That
cool.
Makes sense. I got a guy in San Diego. He works with me. He's my main guy I refer stuff to. Investor focused, super cool, younger guy. He's early 30s, hustler. Probably the perfect type of guy to talk to.
That sounds incredible. Well, I really appreciate that. And also too, in your area, I mean, if you come across anything, I'm kind of looking for the same thing. It's going to start here in San Diego. But if you come across something out in that area as well, in Temecula or Coachella Valley, I'm more than open to taking a look at it. I haven't really dabbled into any deals out that way, but my money goes wherever the deals can make more money. So
for sure, that makes sense. So you're trying to flip?
Yeah, so flip. We've got some rentals. I don't really love the Airbnb game, but anything long term, like if we were basically stealing a house, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping it as a rental. Realistically, if I was going to keep it, it'd probably be like a BRRRR method. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. And so I'd do that if I was going to hold it. If I wasn't, then I was probably just going to look at flip. That's kind of the main focus at the moment.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, I'll keep you in mind for anything we find. I run a team of 13 agents, and we all love to cold call every day and sit an open house every day. So we find people.
You guys sound like my kind of people. What brokerage are you guys with?
EXP.
Okay, well, that's the same game, right? Real. So you guys get it.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, same type of thing.
I love it, dude. Well, I really appreciate you. If you can make that introduction, that'd be awesome. And then also too, if he doesn't cover you with a referral fee or anything, let me know and I'll make sure we throw you over a couple bucks for deals that we buy from them.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Yeah, awesome. I'll throw us in a group chat right now and feel free to give him a call. He's awesome.
Cool. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you come across anything else in your area, please let me know. I'd love to do some deals together.
Yeah, absolutely. Will
Cool.
do. Sounds good.
Thanks, dude. Bye.
Of course.
Just got to find your bro sometime. That's my bro. That dude was like literally, Ryan, I got you. And he was just like,
Yeah,
Let me know
let's
what
start a
those
group
are.
chat. I love referrals.
That dude is my
know.
jam. We talked about referrals today in the family tree, our little community over at Real Brokers that I was just talking to him about. We went on an hour-long conversation today where Matt Potter, who is the king of referrals, he did over $200,000 last year, and he gave every realtor that's with us in our community the entire spreadsheet formula breakdown for free. He's like, hey, go find a bunch of referrals. He made almost $250,000 last year just from referrals. And if
Oh
you
my
notice what I
gosh.
did with that guy, Payson is referring me. So I just made sure he knows what my intent is. And dude, if your homie doesn't take care of you, don't worry. The Z's got
Your
you.
back.
I got you. So no, that was money. That was super straightforward, super easy going. Payson is the homie.
Heck yeah.
All right. You guys are making this too easy on me. I mean, today we are just pop, pop, pop. So give me some questions. We got about 10 minutes here. I'll mix it kind of question also to maybe making one more call. So if you guys got any comments or anything, let us know what the biggest takeaways were.
Oh, I had a question from earlier from Jesse. He was talking about and asking about good books that you'd recommend reading.
Good books. Depends on what stage of life and business you're at and what you're looking for. If you're looking for personal development, Outwitting the Devil's great. Think and Grow Rich is great. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, those are staples. If you're at the point where you are trying to scale your business, I think $100 million Offers and Leads. They're two separate books, $100 million Offers, $100 million Leads by Alex Hormozy. If you were looking for a little more structure, Traction's really good. Just again, it depends on where you're at in business. It's kind of weird, and this isn't meant to be anything at Jesse. Jesse, I love you. I know you're in Milwaukee. Appreciate you. I hate that question because I don't think it's a good question. I think it's missing context. I can't give you an advice on a book to read because a book that hits me where it feels like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, everyone should read this, may not be the book that's going to help you with what you're looking for. So if you're looking for like a fairy tale,
oh my gosh,
go down a whole down list, right?
Yeah, these books, if you're looking for
like,
other ones.
Cool. Jay said, I like how you hit all the points where the agent didn't need to ask much, setting expectations right from the start, your transparency with having a potential money partner, and how you do business. Yeah. And even so, if you guys notice, one of the lines I used around wholesaling was saying, I have partners that can help me close the deal if needed. Whatever you want to call that. So, I think that means if you are an agent, do you tell them about commission split up front or no? No, because there's another great question. People think a real estate license means you have to represent yourself. You don't. A lot of times I go in there and I will, how do I say this? I position myself to where I'm an investor first, but I'm also an agent. So if they bring it up or if it just comes up naturally, there is no barrier that I'm setting in between me and them by telling them I'm a licensed realtor. If anything, what might happen is they think, oh shoot, he's going to want a referral fee, or he's going to want to maybe get 50% of the commission of the deal, or he's going to want to just take. They don't have it as like a warm and fuzzy the minute I say I'm a realtor. So the reason I don't mention it isn't that I'm trying to not disclose it. The reason I don't mention it is because I don't know if I'm going to utilize it.
Yeah.
Meaning I may not represent myself. Some transactions, to get the deal done, there's multiple offers. I've got to go to the listing agent and have them represent me. So my license is useless. There's sometimes I can get a commission, but I choose not to, and I go unrepresented to net the seller a little bit more money to make my offer that's insulting a little more incentivizing. Or in the very best case scenario, I double dip. I get the commission and I also get the assignment fee on that same deal.
Let's see.
Cool. Payson just put me in a group chat with that person. Hey, Matt, this is Ryan. He's an investor from Phoenix, starting to look in San Diego. He just gave me a call and needs a hustler out there. That's what it is. Love it, love it, love it. What questions we got? I feel like I'm spitting some fire right now. I'm just kind of
it's too easy today.
Probably
yeah, you are
lemonade, but
yeah, it's probably your new favorite flavor.
I can't wait until my mind thinks in similar ways, Maria. That just comes with time. I always use the shittiest analogy, so bear with me. But I'm a skinny guy. I don't go to the gym, which is why I can't talk about this analogy with confidence. But do you see people that go to the gym go from being like me to being like Brent, being super muscular and freaking buff, and the muscles are the side of my head? That comes from the reps. Brent didn't just wake up and get big one day, right? He did the reps. I didn't just wake up, snap my fingers, and start calling agents one day. I did the reps.
Yeah.
And Maria, I see your comment from above earlier. I remember when you told, when Jamil told the story of me walking into his first Keegly. Yeah, I went and I ended up joining Astro from that first meeting with Jamil. I gave him my credit card and I didn't even ask how much money the course was. The course wasn't out yet. And I just said, here you go. And then he told me it was like, I think at the time it was like $6,000. And I was, okay, sounds good. Jumped in 2 feet, obviously contradicts what I said earlier, dipping my toes in the water. But I was in a different position to where I just had to. So I ended up figuring things out. And then even then, let's make it very clear, there was plenty of trial and error and lessons learned. I tried direct to seller after that. Direct to seller was not the move. I lost a lot of money. Where I made a lot of the money back, direct to agent, MLS deals. The balance of those two led to me then being able to go make, right now where we're at, I can comfortably do 3 to 5 transactions per month. I don't have to do all that much. It comes to me organically from the agent relationships that I have, from JV deals, from our community. And with that, we'll make anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a month from deals. And then whatever else I can do on the side between calls like this, building agent investors, buying rentals, private lending, buying other companies, so on and so forth. That's what I'm working on.
I love how you talk about the journey, over the course of time. It like you just mentioned, it's like, it doesn't just happen overnight. It's been years.
If you would have told 18-year-old Ryan when he started in real estate that he'd be doing calls on Tuesdays with Landry, I didn't even know you, 18, and that I would be helping people that watch this video, I wouldn't believe it. And it's not because I didn't believe in myself or whatever, but it was just, I didn't know what I didn't know. And I was so scared of the world and scared of business and scared of rejection and failure and this, that, the other, all these limiting beliefs, that the minute I understood it, it was like, I'm comparing myself against somebody that has the Ferrari on social media, but then you get to meet that person, you realize they cheat on their wife and they're the most miserable person in the world. And that's who you're idolizing. What? No way. Or even the alternative, you buy the Ferrari, you think you're living that life, you're comparing yourself to somebody else, and then you realize that the Ferrari didn't make you happy. So through, a lot of sacrifice, trial and error, failures, and, also just losing people in life, it ends up giving you perspective. It makes you appreciative for what you have. It also makes you appreciative for the journey. A lot of times where I think people at the top get frustrated is they get that DM that says, teach me. It's like, that's why courses were created. It's to literally say my value of time and information is worth X. It's not that you're a number. It's that at the end of the day, my time is what it is. And my experience is what you're paying for. You could pay for the person that's cheaper, but the analogy there is the dental work. You're going to go to Mexico to get dental work done, and then you're going to go back to the States and you're going to pay for that to be done to fix the mistake that was made for the price you paid. So you get what you pay for. At the end of the day, if you don't have money to spend, you have to put time. You got to put the reps. You got to work for somebody. That's what this is. You either give up time or you give up money. You can give up both, but just make sure it's with the right person that's going to get you down the right path.
Yeah, I think that's the important part with if you're going to go out and you start taking those shots and you start making the moves and taking the steps, to have the right group of people around you that are going to help you if you do get into a mess, and also just to encourage you along the way. I think everybody, and no matter what you're doing in your life, you need people,
Absolutely.
you need other people on the same path.
Brandon asked a great question. What are we going to do the 41 Tuesdays that we don't get to see Ryan and Landry on Agent Outreach Live? You're going to be inside the Batch Slack. You're going to be inside of our
making some calls.
You're going to be inside of our Facebook group. You're going to be making calls with the community. What I think, I can't really give away too much secret. Agent investors, we're working on stuff accountability wise. So accountability programs, accountability partners. So there's going to be a lot of stuff rolled out for free versions versus the paid versions in our community. Where we have people that are not just me, they're people in my community that have made millions of dollars teaching the people that are inside of the community. So feel free, you are more than welcome to attend those and be a part of it. Just be on the lookout for updates. I mean, we're going to be posting a lot more on social media. I outsourced and hired. We have VA/Amber helping me with a bunch of content now. So all of that, we'll just be on the lookout for more updates.
Ryan, with our couple minutes, I was thinking that we could talk just KPIs, leave people with numbers. And then Katie also asked formula that you're using, maybe just talking a little bit about that before we end today.
So I'm going to give you guys literally the game that I talk about inside of my one-on-ones with my agent investors members. And so I'm obviously going to go tip of the iceberg, take what you can. basically what you have to figure out is what your end goal is. I mentioned this earlier. You have to then reverse engineer it to your hourly wage. The way you do that, whatever your annual goal is, divide that by 12 months, divide that by working days in the month that you work. For example, most people work 20 days, 4 weeks, 5 days a week, 20 days. From that, divide your hours in a day. My hourly wage is $416.66. If I'm not making that per hour, I'm losing money. I'm not making what I want, which would be a 600 net take home. That's my hourly wage. Working 20 days a week, 6 hours a day. Okay. Fully transparent. That's my number. So 416.66 is what I'm off of. Now I got to figure out the strategy. Is this direct to seller, fix and flip, buy and hold, wholesale, so on and so forth. For me, foundation piece being wholesale. I can go do 20 to 50K a month from wholesale from what we can generate. Where I'm going with all this will make sense in just a second. KPIs, from what I understand now, I say that because it took me a lot of years to figure out KPIs and structure. Where I'm at, it is kind of like this 60-40 scale. So I have MLS and I have agent outreach. These two scales are never 50-50. Brent was the first person to introduce this to me when I was doing the Millionaire Before 30 show with him. It was in reference to work-life balance. He used to always say it was bullshit. It wasn't real. It's called harmony, and it's never going to be fully balanced. Some days you're going to be up here in the mountains, and some days you're going to be down in the valley in the lows, right? So with that, you got to understand, first off, what your bandwidth is, what you're trying to accomplish, and then have the roadmap to follow. My 60-40 scale is typically 60% into MLS deals, 40% into agent outreach. Now from that, depending on where your scale is at, your thermostat, you can flip that. 60% can be into agent outreach, 40% into MLS offers. But depending on which one has 60, obviously is going to take a little bit more time and attention. So for example, I always tell people a base KPI, 50 conversations per day and 5 offers. That'll get you some deals per month. Now, if you're MLS focused, maybe it's not 5 offers, maybe it's 7, 10, 15 offers per day. I don't care if this is a written formal offer, an LOI, or even just verbal offers. If you can submit 15, 20 offers per day, you are in a very good spot. If you're more agent outreach focused, maybe it's not 50 conversations per day, maybe the goal is 100. If you're hitting 75 to 100, you're in a very good spot, agent outreach. If you want to go balls to the wall and do all of that at once, great. Just forgive yourself if you don't see results within the first 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. So off of that threshold, you should be between 50 to 100 conversations per day, 5 to 20 offers per day, just depending on where you're at on that scale. How I run my numbers, we have free calculators and stuff that we give away on agentinvestors.com. You're more than welcome to check it out. The AI starter pack is a great place to look. It's free. But we run our formula, ARV multiplied by 93% minus the cost of repairs, minus the desired profit, minus your wholesale fee is your maximum allowable offer. Depending on the condition of the property, the amount of repairs it needs, and also what your buyer wants to make in profit, you are typically on average 55 to 70, maybe 75% of after repair value.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Ryan.
Cool. Well, appreciate you guys as always. Last little thing I will give you guys here, agentinvestors.com, also agentinvestors.com/Discord. Make sure to check it out. We are here literally 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours. Would love to see you guys inside of that community. We have a lot of cool things we're working on this year that are out soon. So looking forward to seeing you guys there and inside of the show. I know we are a month away from the next one, but appreciate you guys bearing with us. Landry, thank you as always, and hope to see you guys at the next show. Peace out.
Thanks, guys.